Hello and welcome to Sage Stream for Health Plans and Related Entities. My name is Anthony Cirillo. I'm the founder of Sage Stream, live stream senior entertainment network. My background is pertinent to why we created Sage Stream and why it's just not a business, but a passion. I've been a musician my whole life and a healthcare professional most of my life. Worked in hospitals in the Philadelphia area, and I gigged at night in nightclubs and casinos and things like that. But then a funny thing happened. I got out of bands. I went into a senior center, started singing for elders, and it changed the trajectory of my healthcare career and also my passion for elders that continues to this day, which brings us to bringing a new solution to an old multi-dimensional problem in healthcare. First of all, let's start with the people we're serving. Older adults and their caregivers. You know, older adults are facing increased social isolation. 1 in 3 report being isolated. That leads clinically proven to increased risk of dementia. Of course, that puts a burden on family caregivers as well. They sometimes need either a respite or something that they could do to make the moments a little lighter in sharing something with mom or dad. As a health plan or a health-related entity, you want to reduce healthcare costs for yourself, for the whole system, and part of that is how do we bring non-pharmacological solutions to the table? They're doing this on a large scale in the UK with something called social prescribing. But you also want member satisfaction, engagement, and retention. And of course, there's always the issue of health equity and reaching the disadvantaged and underserved, and something I think we can also help with. So what is it? It's a very narrow solution, but a needed one. It's a live stream in the moment, real time, not on demand, not YouTube, interactive, subscription-based senior entertainment network. Did you get all that? Here's a little sample.
You have toured with the late Al Jarreau as well, that's right?
It must have been moon glow, way up in the blue.
We are going to be making chicken marsala.
It won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on.
Even though we were poor, every night my mother had food on the table. I wish we had plates.
Always look on the light side of life.
That joke still makes me laugh for some reason. So why are we attractive to health entities? Well, first of all, for your members, it's a very simple process. If you could put something in a URL in a browser and put a password in, you're good to go. We provide 8 interactive performances a month, obviously on a per member per month basis. So we like to think that we're going to be saving healthcare costs and expenditures by using music strategically to reach members and help with cognition and memory issues at the same time. So that brings us to the benefits for the end user. Increased socialization. We use chat to communicate of our audience to us so that we can react to them and do shout outs. Better happiness and well-being for them. It's been clinically proven that when you have music interventions, particularly, it reduces the need for psychotropic medications. It's obviously going to engage the family caregiver in a shared activity and also provide respite too. And from a sales and marketing standpoint, of course, when you have happy members, happy families, you have a better net promoter score. We're giving you a unique product because we have an international roster of artists, otherwise unavailable. We're live and interactive in real time, and we're going to be having an intergenerational component as we grow. So, talk a lot about the interaction. Does it work? Can you do the song requests and the milestones and still feel like you're actually there? Well, let's ask my friend Michelle.
They have enjoyed it immensely. They are able to interact. They also recognize many of the songs that are being sung. They can even put in song requests. Sometimes they get some shout outs, brighten their day because he knows us. Can he see us? And we see laughter, fun, clapping, singing along, all kinds of things. It's a wonderful, wonderful service.
All right. We thank Michelle for that. So, our international roster. I'm not going to bore you with naming all the people here, but I will say we have one jazz singer who has been named one of the top 500 jazz singers of all time. We have an opera singer that has sung at Red Rocks, an African-American duet that has appeared on stage with Keith Urban and Jennifer Hudson and actually performed at the Cotton Club on Valentine's Day. Somebody who did science, headed the science at the Smithsonian. The list goes on and on. We even have museums like the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston. This sets us apart from pretty much anybody, bringing you pretty much unavailable and unaffordable artists for the most part to you, right to your screen, who will interact with you and talk with you. So one of the things we talk a lot about is we're endorsed by Music for Dementia in the UK, and we build a lot of our programs around brain science. Now, I have a neuroscientist who can bore you with a video of what happens in the brain, but we do know that things light up in the brain that bring Alzheimer's people out of their sleep when it comes to music and song, in particular songs as well. But this is my mate George. He is an entertainer in the UK as part of our roster. He has long haul COVID, so his lung capacity is not as great as it used to be. So he invented something called Tea Time Tunes. He does one song a day, but he builds cues into his programs that help people with memory or cognitive issues. I'll let him explain better.
The general thing is about mood. It's all about mood in the end, mood and atmosphere. So it's all geared to that. But the mood I'm trying to create here is the sense that I'm in the same room as somebody else. I don't want them to feel like they're just watching the telly. So I always have my high-tech display screen, which is actually a bottle of Corona with a toilet roll. And the date, I always have the date prominently displayed. I talk about what day it is, so that's about orientation in time. I have a different character that comes down and joins me on what I call the main stage every day. My shirt changes colour, but it's always the same shirt, so people can. Something stays the same, but something's different. I have a different mug each day for people to pick up on. I always wear the boater hat, and I try and queue up the next day's song so people remember from the day before. I try and refer back to yesterday's song. I number the songs so people know, oh, there's been like 100 of these songs already, maybe I can go back and look at others. And I always have a snack during it, which may seem a bit random, but when carers are isolated at home, getting people to eat and drink is one of the most tricky things sometimes.
And that's the genius of how he does his programs. So we have a great team behind us. I'm working with the Lieber Institute for Brain Development at Johns Hopkins, Northeastern University. We participate in a bunch of business accelerators. You can see the endorsers we have: Music for Dementia, the Creative Aging Network, Second Wind Dreams, and I'm also a board member of the Institute for Music and Neurologic Function. I'm going to let Susan Magsamen at Johns Hopkins sort of have the last word here.
That we're literally wired for the arts. This ability to need to self-express and to behold each other is also really fundamental. And I don't think we value the arts as integral to our health and well-being. And that's something that I'm really hoping we can start to shift. What are those ways that you begin to value this as a necessity, not a nice to have? The great medical interventions are not solving the problem. That physicians and prescribers also are feeling really good about the ability to prescribe something beyond pharmacological interventions, or to be able to prescribe something at all. And so there actually is this halo effect on the prescriber. And then again, there's also another sort of residual effect for the caregivers' families, where they have something they can do. So we did an economic analysis through the NeuroArts Blueprint on music and Alzheimer's, just one slice of dementia. And what we saw was there was a 3-to-1 return on investment by just having a music intervention. And that's pretty extraordinary. I think there's some real promise for it, and there's a lot of momentum behind it. Is it the same as being in person? No. Is it good enough? I like to say substitutes will do. Absolutely. And increasingly, you know, if we use technology in service of humanity, you're going to be a hologram in their room, right? You're gonna be on a virtual reality screen where they're going to feel like they're part of that space. And so I think the more we experiment with technology to get to people who we can't get to, or they can't get to us, I think it's really important. But for sure, I think it makes great sense to be able to do live streaming and to try to do the programming as personalized as you can.
All right. So how can we work with you? Obviously, it's a value-added member benefit if you choose it to be on a per member per month basis. You could choose to pass it through to your members at some kind of discount, or you could simply want to be a sponsor of what we're doing. In any case, I look forward to speaking with you and hopefully collaborating in the future. Thank you.